The Spirit was telling me last night, your wife is having the most horrible night of her life right now. So it may seem that I'm displaying charges against my wife. I'm not doing that. I'm talking it out with God. I'm talking it out with myself. I'm finding out what triggered me and helping you guys, because I'm going to explain some things very shortly. I said within 24 hours. So it was beautiful. My wife rolls up. She's got my 99. There used to be a sticker there that said new creation. I noticed that, but mine was still there. It said, when the world needed him most, Jesus rose to the occasion. Jesus rose. Not only am I the Rose of Sharon, my license plate, ELS, El Shaddai, the Holy Spirit led me right to it. I included her in it. And she comes out, and I had already told myself and many others through one of my prophets, someone's going to show up, please help them. So Christian side hug. First thing I was like, okay, so she's standoffish. She doesn't trust. She's my wife. And she's wearing a shirt and it says John. It has a... It wasn't an appropriate Bible verse for her life at the moment, but I used to have one. Mine was, who the Son sets free is free indeed. So I was like, I see the similarities there. And like any minister that's been doing this for a long time, I shut my mouth and I start praying. Well, I'm always praying, and she sits right here. I said, I assume you need help with something. She says, no. Now, like any reconciliatory that the Spirit's telling me, she was ready. I hear you, babe. Spirit said, keep going. All right. Someone else is saying, this is really Jesus at your service. And as a husband, because she wants a husband, I want a wife. We work towards what we really want, beloveds. My wife said, this is the therapy I needed. Yes, babe. Good. As the Spirit said, she's praising now. Well, yeah. So she's sitting there. And as much as I love my wife, the first question that pops in my mind, I push it to the back of my mind. It's like, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to not even bring it up. Are you okay? And she starts telling me what's been going on, because we have to have that uncomfortable talk and dance around the whole were you faithful thing. That comes out quick. Okay, fine. Anything else? Let's discuss. And that's just the way I am. And we talked about it, and we were honest with each other. We have both been faithful still. And the issue was we didn't have really any money to celebrate or anything like that. But we clicked again, spiritually at that moment. Completely sober, and we loved being around each other. And Spirit said, now from the Son. And I was so happy to have my wife back. Now everything's going fine. My wife had walked in and she saw what I was doing and she didn't like it. I'll explain what I was doing. She understands now. And we discussed that and I was like, okay, no demon in her. She did not like that first test. And then I went outside and I did my usual, give her some time to pray and process. And she comes outside and out of nowhere, she's staring up at the sky yelling, I did all this effing stuff for you, Jesus. I did all this and you left me with this piece of... I'm Jesus just staring at her. I come back in. Mary. And she flipped just like that. I go outside again. She's in here yelling at the top of her lungs. Now, what she didn't know is the devil has sent people in to try and get me evicted. From hotel rooms, people have tried to help. So I was like, no, this is part of my plan for our life. Later on, this is going to be such a blessing you don't understand. We need to preserve this. So now the conversation has changed to her deciding that I'm the devil. And she has to convince herself. And she's saying, of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Now she's looking at me. She's talking to the ceiling. And every time she mentions the devil or a piece of SHIT, she points at me. And I said, if you keep doing that. Now, this was the equivalent to make it easy for you guys. You know that scene where the purple lady, she had really hurt her bodyguard's feelings, and there's two angels on his shoulders, and both of them just decided, oh no. Like she went too far on that. So, the Holy Spirit that lives inside of here was offended. And then when the Holy Spirit is offended, since I'm the Holy Spirit, we act as one. 3 in 1, beloveds. And I kept telling her, if you call me the devil one more time. So she's praying and she's praying and she's praying. All of this really happened, but she's not praying. She's just talking. Because I'm standing right there. I can hear it directly. And the Father's face is like, because she had disappeared for 5 months, left me with nothing, didn't contact me. I checked on her. She abandoned her husband and she abandoned her God. It wasn't that easy. I tried to make it easy. But all of the decisions that she had made in those 5 months came right into her marriage again and destroyed it in seconds. So I said, okay. Still tried to help her, sat down. And you see the video of us. We're happy. She's a little shy when she's herself. So spiritually, if I'm near a demon, then I have a certain way of determining